What was it like for you after you graduated?
I majored in computer science and I graduated in 2008. And right when I graduated, it was more like I graduated into a recession. It was just hard to find some jobs, man. And I actually had a degree, man, and working part-time. I was just applying for jobs just left and right, man. And luckily I had got my break in, I think it was 2012, man. I actually got a call back from a job I applied to from the help desk position on Gunner Air Force Base. That was ecstatic, man, because right before then I was thinking about going to the military, working help desk. I learned how to convey a conversation into words. I learned how to document tickets. I learned how to troubleshoot applications. The first application I learned how to troubleshoot was Outlook.
So was that the job you did until you moved to Bossier, or did you have one more before you moved to Bossier?
Yeah, I had another job. So I worked for DOD. I supported them, and you had to get the Sec Plus in 6 months. If you didn't pass it, they'd walk you out.
This video is being brought to you by Course Careers. What's going on, guys? If you're looking to start your IT career, then check out the IT course at Course Careers, taught by none other than the great Josh Meta. Pretty sure you heard of him. But we all know that it can be pretty pricey getting to IT, and this course is very affordable. And also, if you don't want to pay back those student loans like I have to, then this is the course for you. So check out the Course Careers course. My link will be in the description. Use code TEXTUAL50 in order to get $50 off of your course and get started on your IT career today.
Welcome back to Textual Chatter, everybody. I'm your host, HD. And today's guest I've known for about 11 years now. We worked together. He moved out here to Dallas like right after I did. We escaped the, what we call it? We got off the help desk plantation.
Yeah, get
and
out.
Yeah, we've been supposed to do this for a while. And I figured why not do it now? Introducing my boy, Chris, AKA, what you is, Big Red, Little Red?
Little Red, man, from the Gump.
Little Red Kaufman, AKA, if you want to know what the ladies call him, tune in to the Patreon.
Oh,
Lord. But nah, man, I told you it's going to be laid back.
Yeah.
And briefly, man, tell everybody where you from and a little bit about your background.
Yeah, man, just guy from the Gump, man, Montgomery, Alabama. And just had went through a lot of trials and tribulations in that, just growing up in Montgomery, man. I feel like, man, if you're from Montgomery, man, you can make it anywhere, man. So, shout out my hometown, man, Gump Town, man. I'm Bama boy,
Bet. So we're not going to touch too much on college. All I want to touch on is what was your major, and then what was college like? Well, not college like. What was it like for you after you graduated?
Right. So, I majored in computer science, and I graduated in 2008. And right when I graduated, it was more like I graduated into a recession. I don't know if y'all remember in 2008, it was a real big recession, perfectly for the housing, I think. But yeah, it was just hard to find some jobs, man. And I actually had a degree, man, and working part-time at UPS. And it was a humbling experience. But, I would say I did have my trials coming out of college. It wasn't just like I graduated and I jumped into a job, my career right then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I know you worked for part-time UPS for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about when you got the opportunity to get that first help desk job, but like how did it even happen? Like who told you about it? Or you just applied or what? How was that?
Yeah, so man, I was just tired, man. It was like my second year working like UPS, man. I was just tired. It was just time for a change. So I just I hit it hard, man. I got on Monster, Career Builder, just, built my resume up. And man, I was just, applying for jobs every day. I mean, like, I was just applying for jobs just left and right, man. And luckily I had got my break in I think it was 2012, man. I actually got a call back from a job I applied to from like a help desk position on Gunner Air Force Base. And I think it was I came out of my job because I used to work 4:30 a.m. to like 9 a.m. And I came out to my car, man. I had that voicemail, and they wanted to interview me, man. And I was like, man, that was ecstatic, man, because right before then, I was thinking about going to the military. And the actual job I got and interviewed and I got, it was a contract for DOD. So I think, yeah, God had his way, man. I was actually about to join, but I ended up getting a job as a contractor for the DOD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, because it's 2026, so this is for you, 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, getting that help desk is much different than how people look down on it now. But talk about like your experience in that first help desk job, what you learned, and how it felt to actually have like a job where you actually making some real money.
Yeah, it was great, man. You get $1,000 check, man. You feel like you made it. You did something. Versus from when I was getting paid.
What you was getting paid?
When it was like UPS like $200 a week.
Yeah,
$800 a month. But it was so funny that right before I got my job, my first IT job, I actually got a part-time job doing data entry with my mom, and she got me connected with her job to do data entry. This was before I got in IT, so it actually started off. It was a blessing in disguise because I actually had got a part-time job, so I was working in data entry and UPS. Then after I got the data entry, then the IT job came, and then I had to let UPS go. But yeah. I forget what was the question.
No, you good. You good. So, what are some of the stuff? Because I know we'll get to it once we get to the fun stuff.
Yeah.
What was some of the stuff you learned when you did help desk? And this don't necessarily got to be like super technical, but like just to think about like your first corporate job.
Yeah. So, what I learned was man, you work in help desk, so you're on the phone. So you got to relay a conversation into a ticket. So you got to type out what the issue is onto a ticketing system. Back then it was Remedy, but yeah, I learned how to convey a conversation into words. And people think that's that's tedious, but man, it's real important that you can actually take a conversation, put it in the form of of literature as in form of a ticket. So I learned how to document stuff take people's words and put it in a ticket. So that's all it was help desk, ticket after ticket, request after request. They want to count provisioning, they want to network drive sharing. So it was just real basic help desk stuff, man. It was back to back, man. 150 calls just waiting for you all day, 8 hours. So I learned how to document tickets. I learned how to troubleshoot application. The first application I learned how to troubleshoot was Outlook. Because military, a lot of companies, Outlook is a critical application. So if you learn how to troubleshoot that, you can pretty much troubleshoot any other application. But that's what I learned: documentation and troubleshooting. Man, it was a real big learning experience for me, man. And that just actually elevated me. The better I got at that. So.
No, for sure. So. Was that the job you did until you moved to Bossier, or did you have one more before you moved to Bossier?
Yeah, I had another job. So I worked for DOD. I supported them, and you had to get the Sec Plus in 6 months. They give you like 6 months to get it. So I had to get Sec Plus.
What year was this?
2013.
Okay, yeah. That's around the same time I got my Sec Plus. I got like June it was either June or July of 2013.
Okay. Yeah, so we got the test. I had. If you didn't pass it, they'd walk you out. So it was like pass in 6 months and don't have a job, So, but yeah, I ended up passing it. But after I passed it, another company called me. I think we worked with the same company, Apex.
Okay.
So my recruiter, and I was just looking to move anyway, and I was just talking to a couple of my coworkers, and they was like, "Man, why don't you tell?" Because we both was on the same contract, Apex. It's like, why don't you tell such and such to put you on the job in Jackson? It was the same job, but it was with a DHS, a different agency, Department of Homeland.
Yeah.
They paid me almost double to do the same job. I just had to pretty much move to Jackson. So I think I interviewed for that job in 2014 and ended up getting it. and I moved out like March 2014.
For
And,
that, I forgot to ask you, for that first job, did you have to get a security clearance?
yeah. So
What kind?
it wasn't top secret or polygraph or anything. It was just the normal security.
Just a regular
clearance.
secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regular secret. Yeah. So they gave me the clearance, and I had to get the cert within 6 months. So that was a good first job, I think, man. You know, you got your clearance. I had my Sec Plus, and I just had like 2 years experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I interviewed for the other job, and got paid almost double. Pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah. So you pretty much went from like 1,000 every 2 weeks to 2,000 every 2 weeks.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I know that feeling.
Yeah, man. So first time out the house, I think it was 2014. So I was like 26, 27. And yeah, man, it was a good experience, man. I actually liked working there in Jackson. It was called the IT Nova contract. And I met a lot of good people there, man. And I worked with a lot of people that was in reserve. So they used to tell me a lot about their stories and stuff, man. And just, how I respect anybody that do a job I wouldn't do. So I would go to the military. So I respect our military people, man. For real, man.
Yeah.
I worked with a lot of them, and they told me a lot of their stories. And it was when they had to go. This was right like Afghanistan time.
Yeah, I had a cousin that went over there that came back in like 2011. He was in the Army.
Yeah.
So, so in Jackson, that's when you met the same guys that I met when you came to Bossier, right?
Yeah, some of them. Because, when we came to Shreveport, when I met you at, I guess we'll get into that. But, we came in a group of 5. And I think only like 3 or 4 stayed.
Okay.
A couple people left. But, yeah, you met a couple of them. But, yeah, we came over from the IT Nova contract, supporting DHS. So, yeah.
So I remember you tell me like y'all pretty much had like unlimited OT in Jackson.
Dude, overtime sheet. They say overtime, so you only get 20 hours overtime a week, 60 hours, a week, right? But if you did overtime and you called out that week, you could get overtime the next week. It's like, dude, if you call out, you request 20 hours overtime and you call out, you're not eligible for overtime next week.
Y'all was pretty much working 60 hours a week for.
Dude, man, I was like, man, it was back to back for me, man. But I was just like out the house, just trying to
no responsibilities and
just stacking.
Man,
trying
that
to
was
save.
taking. That was what your checks was looking like then if you was getting 20 hours of OT. So really, that was like 40 hours of OT every check. So like an extra week, but paid at time and a half.
No, so Apex paid us weekly.
That's right, sure did.
Yeah, they paid us weekly. So I think it was right a little over 1,000 a week.
Oh yeah.
And
then back in what was that 2013?
Yeah.
When you was getting the overtime in Jackson and stuff.
Oh yeah, 14 to 15. I stayed there about almost 2.5 years.
But then back then in Mississippi, you was balling.
Man, going from getting paid every week to bi-weekly, oh man, you got to change your budget. Because when I came to Shreveport,
it's the same money though.
Yeah, but you get paid. Yeah, the budget every weekend was like come on, let's go do something.
I feel like getting paid weekly is for people that's irresponsible because the next week I get paid.
Yeah,
but
bi-weekly you got to chill out for a minute.
Yeah, unless it's so much to where you don't have to. So
yeah,
they eventually sometimes it get like that because I know. So what happened when Apex I guess approached y'all to come to Bossier? Like what was going on? Like was y'all losing the contract in Jackson or what?
Yeah, we were losing the contract in Jackson, and it was a rebid year. And they extended it out a couple times, too. They extended it out a few months, and they extended it out last about 6 months. Then they went ahead and started bidding, and we lost the contract. The government goes with the lowest bidder. Yeah. They have all these SLA agreements, man, and it's like, hey, we met SLA, but it's not SLA. It's all about money.
Yeah. So who were y'all actually like a subcontractor for? So like,
oh yeah. So for like at Jackson, I was subcontractor for Lockheed Martin.
Okay.
Yeah, and I worked. The thing is, you could have got hired on. I could have got hired on with them, but the contract came up, so they weren't hiring on directly no more. They cut it off at that time.
So how did it happen? What the Apex is? I want to know that they just make a phone in to the people in Bossier, like, hey, we got like I think it was about 5 or 6 of y'all.
Yeah. Yep.
There was that many of y'all, and it was like, hey, we got some people with the clearances and the experience. We can send them on over. Like, how did that?
Yeah, so they pretty much, we had two options. Either we can go with the contractor that got awarded the new contract, or we can go with the one Apex was telling us to go to, which was what was that CSC at the time.
What made y'all choose CSC over like just staying where y'all was already at?
They because they offered a relocation package, and it was up like to $10,000.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, man, if you could just move me over there, I'm straight. You know, I went with the relocation because I didn't have to do nothing. You know, the movers
Yeah.
came in,
And then back then, I don't know if they still do it, but back then, anybody who was working for CSC or it wasn't GDIT at the time, but you know,
Yeah.
they was getting discounts on their apartments and stuff.
oh yeah, I sure did. I actually, when I went up there, because we had to acquire the apartment for the movers to move the stuff into, right? So we had to do our lead work. So I had acquired the apartment. It was so funny, man. You said that. When we was working for CSC, man, I went to the apartment complex, right? They showed me around. It was like, okay, I said, well, I get the one bedroom. I like the one bedroom. So I showed them my offer letter to show proof of income. And she seen my company. She was like, oh, you're gonna love me after this. I was like, what? She was like, so with your company, we got a deal with them. All you just pay is the application fee. I ain't paid nothing but that $75. No down deposit or nothing. You know, so that was a blessing, man. I think I paid $25 to move into that apartment. So I was like, I think I made a good decision.
Yeah, man.
So, but I'm gonna tell you, the other option was with I don't know if I can say it with Khaki. So, and this was 2015 already. They were offering remote positions then. I could have went remote and just worked from home in 2015.
Did you just want to leave Jackson? Was that it?
Yeah, because yeah, I didn't have no ties there.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I didn't want to go back home. So I was like, man, just let me keep moving along.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. Look what I met.
Yeah. Now we get into, guys, I'm gonna set the stage. So at this time, I had already been working for, at the time, CSC, and then later it would be called CSRA, which now is called GDIT. I had already been working there for a year. And I don't know, they didn't even tell. I think we just seen y'all come in one day. We knew we had a new training class. We knew we had a fresh meeting there. And Chris is one of the new guys in there. And I forgot when they put y'all on the phones, but I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. Chris was the first person that got caught on their phone to where they had to send us an email notification like, hey, please don't be on your phone while you're on the floor. And got everybody caught up. Granted, I used to do the same thing. I just didn't get caught. I used to watch YouTube the whole time, be on my phone. I
was in my own queue. I don't see how they see me. Dude, they was paying us, man, you know how much they was paying us to reset passwords, man. Yeah, and I was like, man, it was too easy, man.
We're gonna talk about it. So now we talk about Bossier. We were working for TSA, y'all. So I've said it plenty of times. And we had to I already had my clearance. We was working because TSA was under DHS. We had to get smart cards. So at that time, TSA was going through making everybody use smart cards. Now, some other military people, they'll call them cat cards. And that's the different thing. You got to show to get on the base, and you got to use it with your computer and all this other stuff. And of course, on the TSA side, people was forgetting their smart card. So you had to relax the policy on the machine.
Yeah, I remember that.
We had to reset passwords. And when he was talking about Outlook, I forgot back in the day when we first started, it was old Outlook. So you had to make sure people, I don't know how it would mess up, but some people couldn't receive messages because they was on the wrong Outlook server. So I had to go in and change the server. A couple of things for like mapping network drives. Occasionally you run into some hard stuff. It really, to me, I want to say when y'all came, do you remember if we was doing FAMS or not? When they switched us over to FAMS, and for y'all don't know what FAMS stand for, that's Federal Air Marshals. That's when it got like, it wasn't hard, but a little bit of challenging.
I think it was FFDO, Federal Flight Marshal. I think it was something like that. The people that fly on the plane.
Yeah, FAMS. Yeah, Federal Air Marshals.
Okay,
because so I don't know. I can't remember. I wish I could remember when they did this. But the funny thing is, we had been hearing that we was going to start supporting FAMS. However, we had no documentation on it. They just flipped the switch on us one day. Steve Roundtree called one day, was like, hey, we finna start supporting FAMS. And so I'm trying to help a person out that I've never seen what he looks at. I don't know what application he talking about. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes down. I'm trying to. I think I called Steve on the other line, on another phone, because it was hard to help the dude because I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, we came in cold.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of the sloppiest things ever. But it's also one of those things that they, you know, when you're in the interview, they're like, hey, tell me about the time you was in a stressful situation. That was very stressful because for people that know, if you ever seen, all right, if you want a good movie on Federal Air Marshals, watch Passenger, I think it's Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes. Watch that. And you'll know exactly why their job is important.
Yeah.
But if them people can't do their job and have their stuff like that, something bad can happen and then everything go down. Oh, who was the agent that handled this? Hey, I ain't had no documentation. It's on management.
Yeah, they put those people on us. It wasn't a big agency either, though. That's what it was.
No, it was. It actually we had got good with call time. It increased a lot of our call volume.
But they was calling. I forget what that man. The dude called me and asked for extra clips. I was like, man, we don't. You know, we had a group chat. I said, man, I just said he wants some clips. One dude said, go to what is it, Academy? Yeah, we didn't support. I think that was another call center they had to call. Yeah. But yeah, we usually supported their network accounts, so that's all I remember. That's so long.
Remember like the IT specialist, you had to walk them through re-imaging the computer and stuff like that with the right codes?
Yeah, man. It was so long. I'm surprised you still remember some of those processes, man. It was so long ago.
I mean, that's where I had, before that, I had used a thing called Dell Case Client in my student IT job. But that's where I use Remedy.
Yeah. Yeah, they use Remedy a lot.
And I'm one of the people, I like Remedy, but it had to be maintained.
Yeah.
And so they Remedy,
different versions of it too.
Yeah, so they Remedy really wasn't maintained, but it was cool.
So yeah, we had I came in, we was on the same shift. And so yeah, I'm glad you got stories. I got a story too.
Yeah.
So my boy Henri, you know, to be honest, man, that job wasn't challenging for us. You know what I'm saying? We really just kind of the process was real simple. You know, my boy Henri had YouTube on one screen and the damn Liberty ticket on one. It was just tuning it in, man. Come in the next morning, it's blocked. I was like, oh, Henri done got
they blocked YouTube.
Again. They blocked what site?
They didn't block YouTube. They were blocked.
They blocked almost all the sites we was watching because
security team, they didn't have nothing to do. All they would do is they probably had detections on their end to see what we was like watching streaming.
Yeah.
Because we wasn't getting caught because we was only doing this at nighttime.
Yeah.
So we would come back like.
Oh, you went from nights to
I worked every shift. I started off doing 5 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Oh, they used to offer overtime too then. They just wanted to stay
Apex. Ashanti them was like, hey, you do OT? I used to come 2 nights. I do mine at nights specifically because I knew, hey, I could put my phone on speaker and go to sleep and I could come in. Like sometimes what I used to do when I worked 11 to 10, I would probably get off about an hour and then come back and I would do OT for about 5 hours, something like 11 to 5 or something like that, and going on. So I do like 10 hours OT here and there. It was easy. Put it in your little sheet. Make sure you're not in the ox too much and going on.
Yeah, I think they needed us when we picked up FAMs. They needed more people because they ain't judge it right.
Yeah.
They put no people on us and blew up messed up the SLA and everything.
Yep. But honestly, before that, to be honest, when you brought up the movie sites, that's how I discovered Power. I put everybody I knew on Power because I was like, man, what is this? It was only 8 seasons then. I think it was like just in the season 2. So it was it was crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So that's where we met, man. And I think we was debating we had our first sports debate and we had got kind of heated. And you know, this how I know
what we was talking about.
I forget what it was, but this how I know like we were like you were cool and then we was like on the same page. Like we'll come back the next day and it'll just be like, yeah, we at it again. Cause it's kind of like brother stuff, man. I was like, yeah, see, that's how I am. Say back at home, we can go back and forth, you know. We ain't gonna take it to heart like that. And that's how we was. We had got into a heated football conversation. You know you love a debate now.
It probably was about like, because I know you a Auburn fan, so I don't know. I don't know if it was college football or, because I know you don't really got a pro team like that.
No, just college. But yeah, Auburn was War Eagle. But man, we went there. I was like, oh yeah, I could talk with Henri, man. Then I you invited me to your church that time, man. We went, man. It was a good. Hey, man. Ancient. I needed it too at that time. So yeah, man. Appreciate it. Met the fam and everything.
All right, so yeah. you met the fam. Now, what was different about working in Bossier versus Jackson, in your opinion?
Bossier didn't have a lot of complex processes. It was real simple. Yeah, and then, see, Jackson, we had a lot of more permission to do things. We had SSCM. We could push software. We could, we could do a lot of provisioning, and so it was just more the process we had were more intricate. It was you had to have certain details to send info up, just like what we did the same thing in Bossier, but it was real. It wasn't that complex.
Well, that's because it was a fine-tuned machine. Because I think before we had access to AD, we used to use NetIQ to reset passwords and stuff. Yeah. But no, outside of work, I meant like personal life, far as the differences between being in Bossier and Jackson. I know you used to stay going to that boat.
Man, you want to get personal? Well, yeah, I did at the time when I was in Jackson. I was seeing someone, but before I moved to the Bossier, we kind of separated. So
I bet
I was with someone in Jackson, but when I came to Bossier, I was like done by myself and trying to see what else was out there. So yeah, I was at the boat, hitting them up.
Yeah, boat, boardwalk.
I mean, yeah, boardwalk. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah, and in Shreveport, man, the casino is right there, 3-4 minutes away. So I was like, man.
Yeah, I was trying to get like what your opinion. Like you moved there as an adult versus like having money and being able to go to the boat and stuff. Versus like I grew up there as a child.
Yeah,
and it was kind of different, but to me it was funner because we had an amusement park. We had all these other different things kids can do, and it seemed like the adults was a little bit happier back then.
Yeah. No, it was, man. Then the boardwalk is definitely more than.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
Gulos.
Oh yeah, the one down the street.
Gulo Market.
Yeah.
I think they closed, man. I was so hurt when I moved back for a little bit and Gulos went there.
Yeah.
These people had fresh burgers that they didn't even have to put seasoning on them. That's how fresh they was.
Good. And I remember, man, how you remember that bad flood they had, man?
Yep.
God, that was, man, it flooded all the way down there. So yeah, it was, I remember that place. I think you put me on that place. I used to get the shrimp po' boy. It was good, yeah. It's like a mom and pop shop, and they serve food in the back right there, yeah.
And they had, I think you get meat. You get a lot of stuff from there. It was underrated. It was one of those spots like they had that. They had the little Chinese spot right there.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like we was talking about OT back in the day, because remember this was in Walmart. Used to be like 24/7 before they closed. The kids will never know about 24/7 Walmart.
Right.
Only thing that's 24/7 now is Whataburger and Waffle House.
Right. And
I think IHOP, right? Is IHOP still 24/7?
Yeah, IHOP down in Dallas it is.
Okay.
Everyone I paid got the 24/7 sign
on. But no, they wouldn't know. That was like, think about it. You had nothing to do. You can just go walk around Walmart, find you something to do.
Right.
But no, I think by the time I was an adult, I still had fun in Bossier because I was from there. Well, not Bossier, but Shreveport. It was something I could find to do. Or a lot of times we wasn't going out. We had like
not Bossier, but Shreveport.
Because I didn't go out in Bossier.
Represent each other. It's the same place.
They do not count each other.
God. It's literally a river that separates the two.
That's how it is. I look at all these people when you talk about Dallas and you talk about Oak Cliff and Cedar Hill. All these people like you ain't from Oak Cliff and all that. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's like literally because think about it. You can say you from Frisco, but you grew up in Plano, but you cross the street, wrong street, and you're in Frisco and Plano.
Light over, and you in Plano.
But seriously, all seriousness, I learned about Bossier more when I worked in Bossier versus any other time before that. Only thing I knew about Bossier before working in Bossier was Pier Bossier Mall and Chuck E. Cheese. Because back in the day,
off of Airline right there.
Yep, we go to Chuck E. Cheese. People had parties there. We just go. I started laughing at
about Airline, man.
Nah, one of my homies from high school would say something childish like, Chuck E. Cheese be packed with fly honeys. Back when we was getting older.
I went there once or twice.
The Griffs and the Hot Wheels over there.
Yeah. Now that was the first time I had, I think, Griffs was in.
Hey, you can't eat that Griffs but like once a year.
Yeah.
That thing so greasy, boy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, they had the little shakes to go with them too. The grips was
Hey, you be sleep.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing, that's not the best grips.
right. Yeah, I remember grips. Oh, and I also remember the damn. Oh, that was what threw me was the drive-through daiquiris, and they put the tape over the lid. I said, "Oh, nah, man, it's like that's crazy."
You want like that in Alabama?
No, man. You couldn't pull up to no and get no drive-through drink, man. So when I know that, I was like, dang, that was crazy. And that's what made me like those sweet drinks, because the Dax, man, they used to have the Skittles. I used to like the Skittle one, and they had a Starburst. You know them Dax, man, they had so many flavors, man. That's all they got in Shreveport, man.
Yeah, then I know we on a tangent here, but you also had Cheesecake Bistro.
Yeah, the cheesecake, Copeland's.
That crawfish ravioli was.
They shut the one down in Boardwalk, huh?
Yeah,
Boardwalk?
everything shut down there. The people that own it didn't stay in the area, so they don't know how to run it. I think COVID messed everything up, but even before that, they was falling off.
The COVID, yeah.
So
I used to go there all the time.
Yeah, they might have. I don't know if they'll ever bounce back. Who knows?
Copeland's off of what is that? Uri.
Burcoons and Uri.
Oh yeah, Burcoons and Uri. Yeah, Uri. Uri still look good, man.
Yeah, they still building some stores and stuff over there, but
yeah,
you know they like the mall. Even there is like a ghost town.
Yeah.
So you know who cares? But now we'll switch it up back into like working. Now we of course was at CSC, and I can't remember. I think I was telling you about how they was being low down to me all the different times. So by the time Chris got there, I was supposed to be working on the messaging team. But by that time that happened, OPM had a hack and they wasn't getting no clearances, so they asked me out of going to the messaging team. And I only knew that because I always make friends. I made friends with the recruiter. She told me the truth. My management was lying to me like, and they didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Then the next time I think I was fed up was they wouldn't let me go to the SOC. Like, think about it.
That's what I remember, the SOC.
Yeah,
because
shout out to Rondell, but Rondell didn't have the experience. And I don't even think he had a Sec Plus at the time. And they let Rondell go, but not me. And I was for sure that I did good enough for my interview to go. And then I found out why they was holding me back, because I was such a good worker.
And the funny thing, I came in with the Sec Plus. So when they did that, I already knew that it's not about what you have, it's about who they like.
So
that's what it was.
Funny thing is, now what I know is, had I been smart, I just would try to go whatever floor they was on and meet who. But at the thing at the time I was working nights. But I would try to go to whoever it is and get them to personally pull me out like they did artists. Artists left the help desk like a thief in the night.
Yeah, I remember that.
and they pulled them on over. You had to get somebody with more clout than Randall and them. What's called and
they try to pull them back. You know when we need
but
help, and they pulled them back
for my. Because you probably a little too old to have watched this, but it's a show called Recess. Recess had a snitch on the playground called Randall. And so Randall's name is fitting to him. Because Randall acting like he ain't know nothing.
Yeah.
But no, at this time, this was funny enough. I tried to leave in 2015. I thought I was gone. I thought I had this job working like for Intel out here. And I didn't get it. And I told Chris, though, because I met Chris, I said maybe I wasn't supposed to leave in 2015, because then I ended up meeting you. I said, so maybe I was here to meet you.
Right.
Fast forward the next year, I said, man, some type of way I'm out. And God my witness, Chris is my witness. I finally went on and got out of there. And I left like in May. I quit like in May, and I moved in June.
Right before we was gonna move into the new building. You know, they was building us a new building.
I ain't care. I said, man, I got to get out of here.
And that actually what motivated me to leave. When I seen how they did you, and I was like, and Henri left, I was like, damn, you had made it. Like you actually had, I forget the job you were working, but he was in the security, wasn't it?
Well, so I moved out here and I started working in the knock.
Yeah.
But I only did the knock from June to technically February 2017, because my whole goal was like, I got to get a security job when I move out here, because I took. You know, obviously we always talk about the youngsters and the young kids, and we got a lot of experience. They trying to get all the money in the beginning. I ain't moved out here for a whole bunch of money. I was making 19 something. They pretty much gave me the cheapest way I could make $40K, and at CSC they gave it to me.
Right.
And it was my fault, because Randall said, so what you want? I said $40K, and then I should have said, I was young then. I didn't know. I thought that was I thought that was, you know,
I would have said,
I thought I was gonna get another raise, but back then I should have said 50 at least, because so for my little brother for his computer operator role, he gonna get paid 24, so he real close to 50 pretty much.
Yeah.
But I just moved out for 25 an hour.
Oh, that's it.
But like I said, I was able to stay with my aunt because by the time y'all moved out here, I had already got my own spot.
Yeah.
And I was already doing my
was.
security job. I remember like it's yesterday. Now I remember when y'all moved out here in 2017, Errol Spence was fighting Kell Brook. So I remember I was like either watching the fight a little bit while helping y'all move in, or I watched it again when I got home. So
yeah. No, that was an actual eye opener for me. You actually motivated me to get out here, man. So when I seen you left and was able to thrive out here, you know, to be honest, back at the help desk, man, everybody was saying, man, Henri had left, he in Dallas, and it was like everybody was like, they kind of wanted to do the same move, and I was like, I'm gonna do it, you know, all right, because I already knew like, you gotta apply yourself.
Yeah, and so how did I'm gonna say you, I ain't gonna say y'all.
Oh Lord.
How did you find a job that got you out here? Or I gotta say it like this.
What?
This ain't messy or nothing. Did the person you was talking to at the time, didn't they move out here first and then you came afterwards?
Yeah, it was like that.
Because I think I think they're gonna come up in this situation anyway, because I think they was part of the reason.
They was. So yeah. I actually was talking to someone at the job and we kinda hit it off and I'm not name dropping, but she
You
left.
being real too coy. Chris stole this person from the person he was talking to had an admirer at the help desk who tried to buy them food and stuff every day.
I ain't know nothing about that.
And see, the funny thing is, Chris used to try to keep it on the low, but I knew that he was talking to this person.
Your antennas.
I'm nosy. I get that from my mom. I'm nosy.
Well, you were right there. So my cube was, our backs were toward each other. So all we had to do was turn around, and that's what we were, we could see each other. Yeah, you seen that all. But yeah, so yeah, my person I was dealing with at the time moved out here. They had family out there in Dallas. So what happened was I was applying for jobs, and I think somehow the job she was at kind of referred me, and I was able to come out here. I was working at I actually worked for a subcontractor called Infosys, but I was working for a client, Altice or Cablevision. I think it's
Wasn't they a part of like Suddenlink or something?
Southernlink, but now they call Optimum now. I think it's Optimum now or something like that. But yeah, it was pretty much a cable provider. I was applying, everywhere, and we didn't even know until I got the interview. And I was like, "Hey, this is the interview." I said, "Oh, that's where I work at." I was like, "Well." The funny thing, it was with a subcontractor though.
Yeah,
it wasn't with them directly.
But yeah, so let's talk about this briefly, man. Because pretty much, I say Louisiana and Alabama pretty similar. only thing I did in Alabama was like I played in the Hoover 707 years ago.
Yeah.
And what's that in Foley? No, that's where Julio was from. Foley.
Yeah.
Hoover was in Hoover, Alabama, right?
Yeah.
That school was crazy. That school was big.
He played at Hoover then?
I think Julio from Foley.
Yeah, he from Foley. He didn't play at Hoover.
Yeah, he didn't play at Hoover. So this is another random fact, but the year I didn't go play in that 707, because they would take like 4 schools from every region at least in the South or whatever they was coming from.
Yeah.
It was before Julio went to Alabama. He was down there clowning.
Yeah.
And my cousin like, man, Julio down there getting every DB, anything they want.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was real talented back then, man. For football wise, and that's how it is in Bama, man. You walk, crawl, and play football.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much most of the South.
Yeah, I started when I was in the 3rd grade, played all the way up until college. And yeah, man, that's the only reason why I went to college, man. Was I wanted to play football, and I said, man, I might as well just go and learn something, man. And that's when I went to major.
I'll put his highlight tape on Patreon.
Man.
But back to the scheduled programming of what I was talking about. Now we come from like similar states, but I used to tell everybody that, and it's probably because we're in the northern part of northeast Texas or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I came here, I ain't see like not one hood, not nothing. I saw nothing, but I told people when I moved out here, imagine Uri Drive from Bossier, but like times 5 or 10. And I just couldn't believe it. And then it just started changing my mind because back home, everybody's either like a nurse or a fireman or a cop. Now, granted, some of them, they be bringing in bread too, but a lot of their stuff is through like a lot of OT and everything. It ain't just straight up base. When you get out here, you go to like LA Fitness or you go to Lifetime Fitness or whatever, you could be playing ball with a dude that's a millionaire for real.
Right.
And your mind start opening up. It's like, man, I ain't been introduced to the money a while. I don't know what money is. And then so your mindset of how you approach jobs and everything starts to change. So like how you felt like once you moved from Bossier, you moved to, we can say Plano Allen area.
Yeah. How did I feel about like just move out of the
like the difference in environment and like just the stuff you was around.
Yeah. No, it was, man, you could tell you in a bigger city. And then when I got here, man, the way they drive, it was just way faster, man. Like I had to catch up with the speed, man. And once I got caught up with the speed of driving, man, But what you saying about the business stuff, man, very private sector, man. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from the economy I came from, man, like I didn't see as many businesses like you'll see just as you just drive through, man. So yeah, it was very like I could tell I was in a good economy, man. And it was like it is very overwhelming coming out here in Dallas, man. It's like, man, everything's everywhere.
Yeah, man. I felt like, and like my aunt ain't rich. My aunt is retired. She was in the school system in New York, but she's from Louisiana. But she was in New York for what, 30, 40 years. And she was always like I guess you could call it like the rich auntie. She'd give you like back in the day when she would come in town to my grandma and them house to stay.
Vivian.
If I would like get her suitcases and stuff out the car, she'd give me like $5, $10, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money to you when you were a kid. But she had cleaners come to the house like every other week.
I remember that.
To me, I felt like that's money. I had never been nowhere nobody else cleaned. Everybody would only clean their own house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's odd to me. But I said, okay, cleaners, cool.
Right.
Now, ironically so you get out here in 2017. I've already been out here a year. Now, Chris and I get laid off probably, weeks apart?
Yeah, I think it was in March. So I don't know. I forget.
I think you probably got laid off in March. So I knew I was going to get laid off in January 2018, but they officially didn't state that I was laid off to like February for like whatever tax reasons.
It was February, yeah.
Because I was talking to you or my friend Chelsea at the time. I think I'm trying to say I was late to work that day when I got laid off. Mm-hmm. I might have been talking to you or either I called you when I got in the car.
Yeah, I think you had got laid off first. Then I came. Then it was at the same time.
Yeah, remember I got laid off. And he pulled up on me. I was at my apartment off Vail at that time. And we went to Papados.
Mm-hmm.
See, I remember everything.
Yeah.
So everybody, the funny thing is about the people who tune into the channel, like, yeah, he always got the receipts. I was like, I don't really forget like much. There were moments that mean a lot to me. Mm-hmm. So like having friends that always like show up for you when you need them means something for me. Yeah. It also, this is a separate conversation, but it also could be a negative thing because a person like me, I don't forget nothing nobody do for me regardless of how long ago it was. So it's like, there are people right now I really don't talk to that much, but because they used to give me rides and stuff in school like that, they could hit me up and ask me something, and I probably would do it for them if I could, off of strength that at the time I really needed you came through.
Right.
Now, some people ain't like that. It was like, well, that's old. I don't care about that. But for me, small stuff mean like everything to me. That's why I don't be forgetting it. It's kind of a good and a bad trait sometimes.
Yeah.
But I remember, man, me and him was laid off at the same time. My first time being laid off. I think that was your first time being laid off too, right? Yep. And I think we just started hitting the road. But see, I know my company had gave me like outsourcing stuff to help me with job interviews and stuff like that. I don't know what they gave you.
Yeah,
and I think
gave me a severance.
How much? Not how much was your severance, but like how many weeks was your severance?
Oh, I think it's probably 4 weeks or like a month.
Okay. Yeah, they
gave me so that contract I was on, that subcontractor, man, Apex, it was only straight work, straight pay. Mm-hmm. You didn't have vacation right for Apex. Well, dude, so this subcontractor, you remember they paid for my relocation. They gave me vacation, sick leave, and I had all the holidays. So yeah, they gave me a severance for a month, and they paid out my vacation and all that stuff. So
Yeah. I think I had like 6 weeks plus like my bonus paid out at like 100%.
I remember one of the quotes you had said when we was actually on the phone looking for jobs, and we was just both of us just at the house. And you said, man, I ain't worried about it. He was like, man, God already know the jobs he gonna have us. We just got to follow through. And I was like, yeah, man, that's deep right there, man.
I was saying it, but I didn't know how long it was going to take to get through to that job.
It's funny, man. Right after you said it wasn't not too long ago, both of us got hired. I think we got hired at the same time, too.
I think you got hired a little bit before me.
March, at the end of March. April. It was April.
I see. I thought I had jobs.
April,
I had jobs I was supposed to land during them times, and they was ghosting me.
Yeah.
So I didn't start my job with Optiv till June of 2018.
Oh, that's
so I went some months. But remember at that time, I was kind of keeping myself busy. I tell people all the time, you get laid off. My routine used to be wake up early morning, apply to some jobs. I used to go work at a Fitness Connection. Then if it was a school day.
You still staying with your aunt?
I was at Vail.
You was at Vail?
Yeah, I was thugging it out.
Okay.
I would go work out Fitness Connection, go to school, whatever days I had school, because I was in grad school at the time.
Yeah.
And that actually was holding me over. So like I remember I got a refund from school on top of like that. So I was like, I should be bounced back before this. But
I ain't forgot you had went to school. Dallas Christian Academy or something like that.
University of Dallas.
University of Dallas.
So between that, I was trying to keep myself as busy, but honestly, there was times where like after I get a certain time, I wanted to go as fast as I can so I could start the new day to see if a recruiter gonna hit me up. Am I gonna have interviews? Because that's how bad it started to get. And I was like, that's why I was telling people, hey, if you can, go walk, go to the gym, be productive. If making your bed in the morning make you productive when you laid off, do something that make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. And I think you were heavy on, you got into LinkedIn real like.
Yeah, that was one of the, yeah, they showed me about that. And now I see all these posts now where people are talking about, is LinkedIn even worth it? And I say, yes, I get hit up all the time. I have a brand now. Mm-hmm. I'm able to make income outside of my job from LinkedIn or what I've done over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
I recently had an interview where the interviewer was like, hey, I was watching your LinkedIn learning course. I forgot I even had the course on LinkedIn, to be honest. But it was just crazy that, you type my name and you're going to see what pop up. So, yeah, but now I want to say you're at the same job you was at since you got laid off, right?
No, when I got laid off, so the company I was working with, I was a mobile liaison. I used to activate all the mobile devices for the company for the internal workers, for the field workers.
That's when y'all was putting with MDM profiles on there, right?
Mobile iron.
Okay. I ain't heard that so long.
Yeah, man. I don't even know if I think they got bought out. They changed their name. But yeah, it was Mobile Learn at the time. Where the MDM, we could download the MDM, we could reset, it's just for emails and stuff.
You want to briefly tell them in a high level kind of what an MDM is for why do companies put MDMs on people's phones?
Mobile device management, pretty much just it's a download where they can actually manage the phone. We can manage the phone. Like a lot of people lose their phone and they have emails and sensitive information. So pretty much we did it for the remote wipe. We can wipe the phone remotely. Say if it died, right, and we execute the remote wipe. Well, when you power it back on and it gets internet, it'll just pick it up. So, and activations too for emails. So that's pretty much, MDM is just to manage the device. You can reset, if you forgot your PIN to get in, because they do the biometrics, right? But when you reboot the phone, you need to put the PIN in. So the workers used to reboot the phone and they forget the PIN because we had thumbprint at the time.
What that just remind me of? When we used to handle, before you got there, I don't know if you did it at Jackson, but we used to do BES, BlackBerry Enterprise Server.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then we moved from BES and they put everybody on iPhone, so we was using Good for iPhone.
I remember that.
I really just thought about them profiles.
So did. We used to use Good. Man, I'm telling you, man, I can't remember that stuff for 10 years ago, but Good was one. That was the mobile MDM we was using.
Yep.
That was for CSC, right?
Yep. For the TSA people. That's what I'm saying. Because everybody, BlackBerry probably had them contracts, but by that time,
It was getting
BlackBerry had
weaved out. Yeah.
started to fall off.
So it did. Because iPhone was just taking over.
Yeah, but no, I'm not talking about when you was working for Altice. Remember when you got laid off, you got hired at I'm saying you really at the same company you was at.
Oh, that's talking about when I got rehired.
Yeah. So because you almost, let me see, that was 2018. So you real close to being at 10 years now.
Yeah, I think I hit 8. What it was? Yeah, 8 this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got hired and I was a senior help desk technician, man, and I did a lot of good work for that company, man. Well, the company I'm with now, but we got bought out. But I get into it, but
Wait, so look, I'm gonna tell you right here. Don't say your current company.
Yeah.
And you really don't got to say the other one because they technically connected.
For real.
Just so, for your sake, because sometimes they be like, hey, you got to scrub that or whatever. You'd be surprised. I did this too many times where people say something about the company or whatever. So you don't got to mention their current company. Right. Old companies don't matter because what they're gonna do, fire you. You already gone. Right. So I know how to phrase it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say something like this. So now you're pretty much doing. Well, you start off doing help desk in a healthcare company.
Yeah.
How different was it working in healthcare versus in the government sector where everything was pretty much mature and easy?
Yeah. The personnel you support is a lot different. You go from supporting generals to like, these federal people to doctors and lab assistants. So they're easy to, kind of support on the ego standard, But yeah, the feds were probably the most difficult I supported when I came from Jackson. Man, it was a tough brand, man. The feds, man, I'm telling you, that job actually helped me with my phone etiquette, how to talk to people in a good manner, even though they talking to you, trying to handle you right. But I learned that too, man. But the feds were difficult. So me coming to medical was just easy, man. Like I said, when I got to that help desk, man, I helped them out with a lot, man. And but priority, like in government, everything was priority. You remember certain people had to call in, and wasn't that the queue they used to come up on? Like if it was like a high end person, they'll skip the queue or something like that. On the Army when we worked for
Yeah, there was like VIPs.
Yeah, so VIPs would come in, they could skip the queue. So prioritization was big in these government contracts we supported. And I went to medical, and when I went to this help desk, they didn't really have a priority on who they, their personnel or the tickets they kind of handled. So when I came there and I kind of stated, I was like, man, what, what's the priority here, man? It just seems like, because if you don't have priority, and if anybody knows that worked in ticketing queues, a lot of people that just start cherry picking, just picking out, tickets that they can easily do. And you just leave the difficult ones behind. So pretty much.
All right, here we go. All right, so you a long way from making $200 a week. So I know you started at your company doing the senior help desk stuff. Now, like, what is your title and how has your duty shifted?
Yeah, so I worked at the senior help desk position about 2 years. Then my superior seen I was real good at it, and they promoted me to system administrator. So then I was working on a lot of systems, like we just acquired a M365 tenant, so I was hardening the M365 environment. But then in 2021, we kind of got acquired by another company. And during, everybody knows when you get acquired, either the company's gonna keep you or they're gonna get rid of you. So we got acquired, and they kept us, but they reorged us throughout their IT department. So when they reorged us, they made me a Windows Server engineer. So they transferred me from IT system administrator to Windows Server engineer, which is what I currently do now. So now I'm a Windows Server engineer, work on servers. We do patch management, DNS. We do a lot of domain migrations, PCs. We're doing email migrations now. It's kind of what we're wrapping up on. So I'm in like the M365 world, and credit to Henri, man. It's like I would say 10 years ago, he'd been told me to get a cert in the cloud, man. So I would give you a shout out, man. So he was telling me to get certs in Azure a long time ago.
Well, even now, I talked to some companies since that they are just not finna migrate to the cloud.
Right.
So it's still a bag out there
Yeah.
to help them migrate. So
Yeah.
I just tell everybody now, I'm like the one coach that I'm not removed from the interview process. I always interview and talking to people and figuring out what different companies doing. And that's how I tell my cons, hey, you should focus on this or you should learn this.
Yeah.
Now, when you got these title changes, since they added engineer to your title, did you get a salary increase?
Yeah, well, I got the increase when I went from senior help desk to IT system administrator. It was a big bump. It was like almost like 20 grand. I was like, man, I worked for it, man, because I was implementing a lot of stuff, creating a lot of good habits with the people I supported. And so yeah, I got a big bump then. Then when I got acquired and they reorged me, it was just lateral.
Yeah.
So I probably was already making what the engineers were making anyway, some of them.
Crazy thing is you do more work than most people. And so I'm always telling him like, hey, you can go specialize in something and make more doing less. And I'm always telling them.
Yeah.
And so it may be like 5 years from now. It's like, yeah, man, you told me a long time ago to look at CrowdStrike or Tanium or look at Qualys or whatever, because what you doing typically kind of falls under that, it's in the realm of like you got asset management, vulnerability management, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there.
Yeah. Yeah, we use Tanium as well. And so really, really fun with Tanium. Just a lot of migrations. I've talked to you about it, man, when I had to go to these.
Yeah, tell them about your travels, boss.
Man, so my company likes to acquire labs, medical labs, and when they acquire them, we got to migrate them. It's typical, once you acquire someone, you want to put them on your network, right? So anything they have, we consider legacy because it's not our standard. So what happens when we acquire a lab? Well, in order to migrate, we got to fly out there to do a discovery. What a discovery, I'm pretty sure fun with this. I know you fun with this because we got to see all PCs they have.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see all network jacks they have, depending on your network standard. Our standard, every device needs its own jack in the wall. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people put these 5 switch hubs, unmanaged hubs, on these one wall ports, and network can't manage. You can't manage those devices. So we got to see, how many drops you need, what systems you use on the PC, and see if they work on our network. So there's a lot of work going into it. But the first one is it's the discovery. We see what you got, what you're working on, how many PCs you need. We'll come in there, network team will come in and, put the switches in. We'll stand up some servers, or, we do a lot of SMB management with file shares. So we'll see if we need to, manage your file shares and bring them over. So there's a lot of little stuff, man. Each lab is different because they're, some of them have a better infrastructure, than others. So we went out there. So it's a 2-trip process to do the discovery. Once you get the PCs, how many you got, we image them, sip them out to them, then we'll cut them over. And you just do it one by one. You go to each user, kind of do it in parallel. So yeah, so it's a 2-trip process, but kind of did that, been doing that for like the past 5 years, man. And we kind of slowing up now because we kind of migrated everything. So now we're doing the M365 migration. And that's what I've been doing all from 2025 to now, man. And we're done. And I'm like, yes.
So now you finna be M365 administrator?
Man, I've been administrator for several years now.
Might as well. Now, do you remember? Let me see if you can remember any like you could say recently or past 5 years, any like either funny tickets or anything you worked on with the client?
So now I really don't work with end users as much since I'm on the server side, you know. But back when I was, you know, working, yeah, man, you know, people didn't know how to word stuff. You know, I can't remember per se. You know, I've been doing it so long, man. I can't.
You gotta
Nothing really stands out.
You got to glean from. You don't remember nothing funny? Like I still remember my funniest call.
Oh, the calls.
Like
yeah.
anything. Like I remember the lady trying to argue me down that the password I was giving her was her username.
Yeah.
And I hung up on her. And you know you weren't supposed to hung up. But I had already put my 2 weeks in by then. So I'm like, what they gonna do? Fire me?
Nah, I would say the counter I remember is the one that you love the most. And I shouldn't and I only told you and you keep boy. I don't know why I brought it up. I think it was a good time though, but nah, that time I asked for PTO, man. And you know what she said, what she had told me already.
She asked you what's in it for her.
I told her, I said, man, lady, what you want? Lady asked, I'm trying to take PTO now. Lady told me what was in it for her. This our manager now.
Hey, I'm just let y'all know, Chris got off too.
And she said, I'm just gonna put you down for this one. Hey, look, I put it back in her court, Henry. But I remember when I told her, I ain't had nobody else to tell. Because, you know, me and you had Clint. I was like, man, I ain't know who else to tell. So I told Henry, but Henry died laughing. He's like, what you tell her, Chris? I asked her, I said, what you want?
He ain't setting the stage right. That's why the story ain't hitting the same. He ain't forgetting details about how she was coming to work at the time or what she had on or whatever.
She wasn't real punks for you.
For you. She never asked me. Now, this manager, she loved me, but she never asked me nothing like that. She would let me get, you know how I know she liked me? Not, I don't know, funny stuff. I fell asleep in training.
Yeah.
And all she did was tell Apex. And, you know, they said like, hey, like just try to, you know, stay up.
Man, that time was boring, man. What we was in there? What they was talking about?
It was boring, but that's when it's better now, and I'm gonna eventually go to the doctor for it. But that's when I realized like certain times my brain can tune out and I can go to sleep. And I used to like it happened to me again years later at McAfee, where like we doing something, and I know I slept good the night before, and I'm going to sleep. So. Back then, I didn't know what it was. So if I ever find out it's actually something, I could tell a person like, hey, like, look, if I doze off of this or that, like, I ain't trying to be rude. This is what I got going on.
Right.
If I'm not interactive with the conversation, my brain be like, I don't want to hear this.
Just
like,
off,
like send it to me and summarize the conversation.
Yeah. Right.
But let me see. We covered a lot of funny stuff. What's next? What you think was next for you, man?
No, man. Just keep doing what I'm doing. You know, from the company I'm with now is to just make senior engineer. So that'll be the next kind of step for a title. But I don't know, man. You know, security is very interesting. Like what you're doing. You know, so I tried to get into when we got laid off, and you were telling me it's a real competitive market, man.
I'm telling him now. He got the healthcare experience, and you got there's a lot of aspects of your job you did in security. You just like most people, he probably don't know how to frame it. But if I was to look at what he told me he did this and this, I would frame it. The only thing would be is like how good can you sell it in an interview?
Right.
Like that's the hardest part for a lot of people. If you can sell the problem and what happened, oh yeah, we're looking for somebody like this.
I know. And I hate sales. But yeah, sell
it's easy.
yourself.
You just you gotta approach job searching like you approach getting a number.
Right.
You know, the youngsters, you know, they only try to get numbers online.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing about going in person and accepting defeat. Boy, look at your shoes.
Right. In person, huh?
Yeah, in person. That build character.
Nah, you most definitely test the market, man. I mean, down to every year, except for that's the longest you've been with a company, huh? Yeah, man. So anytime I always call you, get advice from you, man. And if but no, I'm not looking though. But
I'll be telling them to get the bag, y'all, because I'm like, because money that's promised today might not be there tomorrow, especially with the way that the market changing. So if you start getting into like this is for anybody, because there'll probably be some people that be here or be watching this and kind of identify with you. They'll probably be in the same position. I'm like, now it's time for you to go be a decision maker. I've had calls with people who've been like doing help desk stuff for like 10 years. Like you got more than enough experience. Mm-hmm. And I was like, now you're not getting hit back for certain roles because you got too much experience. So they know like if we hire you, you try to get in security, the first job you see that's going to hit you up, you're going to leave us and go to them.
Yeah.
And so it's one of the things where people are like in a position like, man, what do? I'm overqualified.
I know. I think that the acquisition of my company got helped me pivot, because when they reordered me to Windows server engineer, that was a whole new round for me. But it's the same. He's just working on servers. Disk space is filled up. OS probably crapped out.
It's crazy thing. That'd be the same thing you would be doing on the cloud side. It would just be a cloud engineer.
Yeah.
So you
cloud
go,
is big, man.
You go get a couple of them Azure certs and get in the cloud. You'd probably double your salary and do less work.
Yeah. I mean, that's where everybody's going to, man. And I think on-prem is real dated now.
Ansible, Kubernetes. It's not. You got a company that's moving back to on-prem or at least having hybrid solutions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the cost. People thought they was going to just save so much money. Similar to
it's expensive.
A lot of companies pivoted into AI thinking they're going to save a lot of money. Whole times they not. So
I know, man, because the license base is per user, and it can get pricey. I don't know the license base for on-prem though. I forget it. I don't know, but I know the mailbox. It's almost like 15 gigs.
Yeah,
but it's
sure.
but when you go to M365, you get the 100 gig mailbox. You get the 1 terabyte OneDrive for the E3 license. So that's what they're making their money on, the E3. And the F3 is
I mean, all that stuff. Microsoft actually was in a lawsuit because they had a competitive advantage over people where they were just throwing teams on people's machines, and Slack was like, "Nah, that's not fair."
That's just, man, come on, ain't it the same thing with Internet Explorer when they try to get them for that?
Same thing.
Yeah, when they put Internet Explorer on there, and I think the other company was charging people for the internet browser.
Shoot, now it's Edge. Like it's an interesting game.
When you
man.
got the operating system, you could do anything, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they just put Teams on the operating system. So
yeah, who knows? I'm one of the people I like Teams a little bit. It ain't better than Slack to me, but I mean, I still like it.
Yeah,
for the most part. This probably gonna put you on the spot. If you had to tell people, like, if you want to get over one message to anybody watching this before they left, what would be something you could tell them to take away from your life or your career journey?
Man, just to be true to yourself, man, and just keep going, man. And some things might not look promising at first, but if you keep striving and you keep going, man, your break will come. And when your chance comes, just be ready. So I didn't know I was being Dallas, man, from Montgomery, Alabama, dude. Like I couldn't tell nobody I would be in Dallas right now. Yeah. And it's like, man, and when the time it got hard, man, things just turned around for me. And luckily enough, I was ready. I was ready, man. So yeah, I would say, man, just always strive, try to do the right thing, but be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Be consistent, even though it might not look good. Still apply. Still apply for those jobs, man. Still put yourself out there. I think a lot of people are scared to put themselves out there, and you have a good platform and you good at putting yourself out there. You were doing this, man, before the podcast, putting yourself on LinkedIn and stuff. So that was really motivating to me, man. I was like, damn, man, I need to put myself out there like Henri, man. Sure enough, I put myself, and I had got a job in 2018, but
scared money don't make no money.
I ain't looked for a job since then, though.
Yeah.
So, you know how I am, man. I'm just like, I would rather grow with a company. We had this talk, man.
Yeah, I think we talked to him. I vehemently disagree with you. Prime example, we at the end of this, but Ryan Clark is a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
Ryan Clark is a perfect example. Upstanding employee for them. Now in his free time, they probably don't care too much about what he was doing or getting to Twitter debates with, but he was a great analyst and stuff for them.
Yeah.
And it was a ceiling that he hit or whatever, or he thought like he did so much for them and they would, not let him go. Not saying that's not what happened to you, but I'm always just saying like, look for your best self-interest because they doing the mergers and acquisitions because it's in their best interest to make more money by having more labs.
Right.
So that's all I'll always be telling them. You can say I'm jaded, but look at the market. Look, the market will tell you like, hey, it ain't too many companies that take care of their employees. Now you got one of them, but sometimes it's just like, it comes few and far between with these companies and how they gonna really treat you.
Right. And if you get with a company and they treat you how you want to be treated and you like the management, we could try to grow. But I know you like to test the market every so often, man. it's about that bread.
Got to. Now, do you want them to follow you on IG or anything or what?
Man, I mean, I be on it, but it's for personal use. It ain't for like.
What about you done with your shoe page?
Oh yeah, Red's Premium Kicks. That's pretty much it, man. I sell shoes on the side, but the sneaker market's kind of down, so everybody just know like you could just go in the store and get most of these damn shoes down.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but nah, man, you can follow Red's Premium Kicks, man. That's pretty much it. I know you've been on to me about that too, man, about social media. So, but nah, I kind of stay laid back, man. You know how I am, man.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Until next time, let's stay textual and we out. Peace.
Man.